I forgot that the desktop audio has been off this whole time, so you can't hear any of that. Anyway, hi! Welcome back to the stream. You're currently listening to the Stream Beats Chiptune playlist. It's always a bop. It's been a long time since I heard any of these, so I'm really just enjoying going through it. Alright, so today we are going to be doing... I've been sort of slacking on my development streams here. We are going to be going through some art. Here's my first art stream ever. But mainly I'm doing this because I got my brand new drawing tablet here, which is making me draw so good. Like, you have no idea. Why is the desktop audio so high? Hold on. It should be like... Actually, no, this is probably fine. I just might need to drop the music volume down a wee bit. Yeah, that should be good. Anyway. Before we get started, a brief shout out, thank you to... Gunter VT, who followed 18 hours ago. Appreciate the follow. Thank you very much. Hope that if you stop by again, you will enjoy the stream. Alright, but let's get into it, shall we? So, I've been using Sprite, and like I said, I just got a brand new drawing tablet. Yeah, you can see the thing. And I've been using it to great effect to draw a whole bunch of stuff. I've been having a grand old time with this. Like, here. I drew this from scratch. And it even has a second option for the skip button. We've got here a claw. This will be used in the intro cutscene. This is Croaky. I'm going to be finishing up this picture, but you can see here. If I just turn everything off, this is what I'm working off. I actually didn't... The only thing I've used this reference picture for is color. I've not actually had to use this at all. This was done entirely freehand. So this drawing, entirely freehand. I drew it without using the reference, besides using it for color. And you might be able to tell just by looking at it. But you know what? Part of the human spirit is dealing with problems. So we're just going to go with what we got. So what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be drawing the wings, and I'm going to be drawing a flap animation for this. So that's the main reason why I've got this base set up the way it is. So I can draw the wings, and I can, like, set all that stuff up. So, yeah, let me real quickly just put a new group. Wait a second, that... I think that did. Put a new group here. That'll do. I'm going to call this. So really, this will be the part that I animate. But I also did one other thing. So real quickly, let me just... Let me just do this real quick. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. All right, so this is something I did yesterday when I got this tablet. Check this out, ready? Little walking animation. Yeah! I think it looks pretty good, too. And you know what's even better than that? I've actually already implemented this in the game. Yeah, you know what? Let me show you what I did real quick. Only take a second. I've got GameMaker open already, so... GameMaker. There we go. Okay. So, I can't remember if I showed this off on stream before or not. I don't think I did, because I think this is the first stream I've done since I actually programmed this. I did a couple of optimizations fixes. To start off, I went through and I changed the script, the apartment scripts for the dialogue to be arrays. So now if I go to coffee, for example, it's the scene text array first and First note is the scene type, which in this case is coffee. Second one is which line. And it basically just increment up through those and display each of the things in text. Works very nice, very clean, very easy. All the other ones are basically the exact same thing, just, you know, with different lines. So that's how all that stuff is gonna, and then here, scene, if it's coffee, scene number is 1, that kind of thing. Basically, it's just a very nice compressed way to do it. This is how I was always planning to do it in the end. I just decided to do it while I was, you know, not streaming because I figured it would be a quick fix, you know, just take a minute or two, fix it up. And yeah, it only took me about a minute. But what I also did, I need to draw the cursor. I can't forget about that. Okay, real quick. Yeah, oh, nice, I already had it captured. I also added a floor, so you can see my little guy moving around. Got the little animation going. This thing here is just some text that I had left over, making sure that I was getting directions set up because I had the animations not working. But take a look. See that? He does a little walk animation while he's moving up and down. He has a little walk animation going left to right, and it's rotated properly. Oh, dang it. All right, I was going to figure out why that happened. Anyway, it all works. It all works. That's the important part. Actually, no, let me go back to the room real quick for that. Room, apartment, that one. Because I'm wondering, I think part of the problem is that when I imported the object the first time, object player, yeah, I shrunk it down for whatever reason. So let's delete that one. So this one's the right size now. So now the animation will look a little bit better, and I'll probably change how this floor is laid out just because it's a little messy, but you know, I'll get to that. But anyway, this ain't about GameMaker at the moment. What this is about is spriting. Oh, and also, let me real quickly, I gotta check my video settings and the output here, because for whatever reason, it seems like when I exported this, for whatever reason, all the stuff was getting mixed together, which was really weird. Oh, that's why, because desktop audio is getting picked up in multiple tracks for some reason. There we go. Much better. Very weird. Ah, man, I love these tunes. They're so good. Anyway, the important part is my audio will now be fixed for the VOD. I totally messed it up. This song may actually be a bit too distracting. I like it a lot. It's just like some royalty-free thing, but it's like, it's super good. All right, so we're on the wings now. All right, I want a new layer in here. We're gonna call this, let's call it right. No, let's just call it wing base. So the reason I had to type it by like having my keyboard 90 degrees off to the side, so that's why this is a little awkward. And you know what? Let's just add the wing shading layer, so I can get those out of the way right now. Okay, so now we got our 2 layers. We're gonna work on the wing base first. Get our reference out. For whatever reason, the wings are a different color than the rest of the crow. I really don't know what to make of that. All right. Well, actually, I should draw the outline first and then draw that, so I have something to work with. Okay, now let me get my reference up so I can look at what I'm drawing. Let's go with like a 3-point pen for the moment. That might be a bit too thick. Let's go for 2. Yeah, 2 should be good. Okay, so it's kind of, it's underneath the neck thing, like around here. And then kind of goes like that. Now these are discrete wing sets. They're not joined on the back. Technically speaking, they would be, but they're not really. That's a little too far out. Because, like, it goes this way, basically. The wings are kind of stubby. Well, maybe they go, like, further out this way and then kind of curve back around. Yeah, that looks a little bit better, actually. So, anyway, I kind of want to stop right there. So it kind of just goes like this at this point, sort of like that. And this part isn't as high an angle. It kind of goes this way, like that. So it kind of looks like that on the wings, on the side here. Now this part here is not that. It's basically, it's more like it goes there and then up like this. A little thicker. Like that, I think. Yeah, that's actually kind of, that's better. So like that, and then like that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Look at that! Freehand, baby! This takes me back to, like... I'm not very good at original art composition, but, like, I can freehand a drawing pretty good. This takes me back to, like, elementary school when... God, what was it? It was... We were at some after-school, like, thing. It wasn't in the school itself. It was adjacent to it. They just had, like, a... School's out. Go here while your parents wait to pick you up. Sort of not daycare for older than daycare kids. So this is, like... Even, like, 5th grade, maybe? Something like that. Anyway, at the time, I was really... No, I would have... It must have been, like, after that, because that was... I don't remember what the timing was like, but I definitely was older than that, because that's when I was playing, no, because it would have been the Game Boy Color Bomberman. Yeah, it was the Game Boy Color Bomberman, which had the Kara bombs, and it was, Max and Bomberman. And one of the things was you could scan IR sensors in order to get these little critters to show up. I think. I may be confusing that with Pokemon, the card game for Game Boy Color as well. Anyway, the basic point is, like, Pommy was a super cool design. Very much trying to be a Pikachu, but it was a fun little design. And I was able to, like, basically freehand it from scratch. Would never been able to draw it myself as an original character, but, like, I could freehand that. I freehanded that drawing like nobody's business. It was really good looking. I must have spent way too much time looking at that design. Alright, so that's the front set of wings. So wings, good. We are going to really quickly just grab some color. Add a little bit of color and it immediately comes together. Okay, now the shading. Shading is going to be pretty important here. Okay, I'm probably going to increase the size of this pencil a little bit too. Oh, that's too much. 4's probably good. Shading is what really makes the picture work. I really wish Aspherite had a pressure-sensitive pen option. Maybe they do. Okay, that looks really good. They're a little spikier than they probably should be, but you know what? That's fine. So now we want to add like a second layer. So we're just gonna do this. No, I don't like how that looks. I don't like how that looks at all. I had a lot of trouble with this. Like, some of the lighting in this stuff gets really tricky to work with, because, like, with this claw here, for example, I eventually settled on this, because it's supposed to be, like... This is supposed to be, like, the top of the claw here. So this is the top side. But, like, if I... Let's just turn this off for a second. The trouble here is, like, if I do this, and then I, like, draw like this... You're not looking at the top anymore. Now you're looking at the bottom of the claw. Right? That's because of the way the lighting makes it look. So you really... Like, this one I had a lot of trouble getting it to look good on. Just because I was trying to get, like, the lighting to come up on the bottom. It was a whole thing. Oh, Jesus. we go. Now we're good. Okay, now the question here is... Save. Question really is, what's the best way of giving the impression of more wings, more feathers? Maybe if I just do like this? No, because that doesn't look good. No. Hold up. Actually, hold up. That actually... Yeah. Okay, hold on. So, you may not be seeing it the way I'm seeing it. So let me add a little bit of this. It kind of gives it a 3D effect if you look at it the right way. Because basically the way I set the shadows up on everything is like right side and bottom side. So these ones get shadowed in, these ones get shadowed in, but not the top or the left. This part sort of an exception because that's on the end of a bulge. There's got to be a way to like emphasize that though. Hold on, there's that line pen. Yeah. No, that's not quite it. Maybe there's like a little highlight I can put down here. That'll make it fit better. No, I don't like that. I think this is probably the best bet I get. Just like the little intimation of a jagged wing right here is probably the best I'm gonna do. It's kind of subtle, it's not very noticeable, but ideally it wouldn't be very noticeable anyway. Okay, now the other side. There's not a whole lot of space I can deal with here. It might be I might have to like do wings as like a secondary layer that goes underneath the base. Let me do that. Do, 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 do. Do, do. Okay, so wing base. I can turn off the hat here. I'm wondering if I can maybe just, like, take that, copy, paste. No. It's probably gonna be... Road? No? No, that's kind of what it should be looking like. There we go. It's not entirely wrong, but it is not great. Oh yeah, that's awful. I mean, look at this. This is just terrible. But you know what? Is my glove shedding? This is one of those tablets that it actually comes with those like half hand gloves, so my pinky and ring finger are covered up by this thing, so it doesn't make contact with the screen. Is it like shedding material? Yeah, I'm just gonna... I'm just gonna copy that. And I'm gonna make a new layer. And paste it there. I'm just going to use this as a reference for this thing so I can draw it better. Because I did a lot of the work already, why not why redo it? It's mostly there. It needs to be kind of flattened out a little bit, so like... Forget this thing. Okay, so I need to see wingtips back here. And, like, the tip of the wing should be extending past the nose there. And, like, a little over here, but that's really about it. Okay, let's try that again. No, it's supposed to be like that. Yeah. Goes like that, and then... No, still needs a little bit of the angle forward, it looks like. So like that. Maybe not that hard. So like that, maybe. Okay, so now... Okay, shading... Okay, so light's coming from this direction, so this side's going to be the one that's getting shaded in. Let's see, and the wings are coming in, the feathers are going to be on this side, so... like this, then that. Okay, I think that looks good. Let's see how it looks with the base on. I mean, you can't see any of that anyway, so hey, whatever, huh? That looks pretty good, though. Freehand? Freehand. Totally freehand. With reference, of course, but like freehanding that? I can delete this layer. Okay, why is the front wing shading not on? There. Freehanding, though, that's pretty good. Okay, so this is idle pose, basically. I don't know, is it worth it to make a flap animation for this? Oh, right, I forgot to... Base items... It's actually kind of off-white. So like that. Look at that. Beautiful. Love them. I might want to fix this nose a little bit because the beak's a little crooked. Yeah, that looks better. Still a little thick, but it's better. Okay, now, here comes the real tricky part. Do I just do this, or do I actually animate it? Because I could theoretically animate this, but it would be a huge hassle because I would need to basically redraw the wings at different positions for every single sprite. So you know what? Let's add a frame. Let's try it. Let's see how big of a pain in the dick it's going to be if I add a frame. The only thing I basically need to draw is the wing. So the wing, let's say for this one is going to be... Because bird flaps basically... The traditional bird flap is like... It's like, here's the thing, here's the bird itself. Then it goes like... No, I guess the interim step is actually like this. Then double up, then double down. So this part here would basically need to go like this. Like that. Like it's doing a crunch. Then the arms would need to be, or the wings would need to be up here. Like that. And then they would need to be like that. I'm not going to animate it. I think that's too much trouble. That seems like way more work than it's worth for this. But in that case, I now have a finished Croaky sprite. So save. We're going to export as croaky.png. Perfect. So that's now exported. I can import it into the game. Next, we're not done yet. Okay, so the next one I'm going to draw is the cursor. Honestly, I can probably just, like, trace this one. Like, there's not a whole lot of extra work I need to do with this, I don't think. Okay, the lines need to be a little smaller for that one. Like, honestly, this is basically exactly what I wanted out of the sprite to begin with. Just like the tomato looking blankly at you while you're going. Now, one thing I will say is that it does need a little bit of cleanup. Oops. Right, that's what I get for drawing everything on one layer. Those feet can probably be stubbed up a little bit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Granted, I didn't actually do any work for this one. I just traced it over, but... You know, if it works, it works. Okay, what else? What else? Oh yeah, I got to, just... Oop. Turn off. Go away. I set a time... I took a nap, so I set a timer for 7 p.m. in case I fell asleep. Okay, we are saving this. There is, in fact, a very important sprite to make. We need to make a long dragoon now. I'm literally just pulling these things out of 3D Builder because I downloaded the files for it, so I could just, you know, look at them real easy. Okay. Now, this one's not going to have as much stuff going on because this is effectively just an NPC. So, we are going to start. Man, it feels great having all this drawing power now. Like I can do anything. I have unlimited power. Anyway. Base. Turn off the reference for now. Just doing a freehand. The only reason I'm doing the tomato freehand is because, like, it's such a simple design. I didn't really feel like it needed that much time and effort put into it. Which is a weird thing to say, I know, but, like, hear me out. And also, it's going to be shrunk down to tiny size, so it kind of doesn't really matter. Alright, I need my reference up now, so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so the head, two's probably fine. Okay, so head, wait, no, there we go, symmetry. So it comes down like that, then we got a nice round face, slender body. Little too big. Okay, so this round face, in the body, comes around like this. Man, that's very phallic. There. I think that needs to be a little rounder. Yeah, perfect, perfect. Look at that. Okay, so now, new layer. We call this features. And this is going to be stuff like the eyes and the nose. And the legs. And those are like eyebrows. Yeah, those look more like eyebrows. That's kind of close. Actually, that's perfect. Okay, good. And then, of course, we're going to add the shading layer. just going to save this. Dairy Jam. We're going to call this Dragoon Long. Okay, you know, let's color in the base first so I don't get distracted and forget stuff. Wow, that is hard to see. I can barely make that out. Probably should up that whiteness actually, just because like it is actually very, very hard to make out here. There we go, look at that. Okay, now we got hands. Yeah, that looks good. I'm just jamming to this. Sorry. Looks decent. Okay, now for shading. It's time for an ad. It's probably for the best, actually. I'm going to take a quick break and get back to this in a minute. Go get some water. Whoops. Huh. All right. Right. So where was I? I think shading was where I was. Oh yeah, look at that. Immediately that adds so much depth to that. Just that little bit of shading did so much. It's crazy. Look at that. Asymmetric shading? What am I, some kind of god artist? I'm like, this is what I'm talking about, like... I've never been able to draw like this before. This tablet is really opening up a lot for me. Look at that. Look at that. Basically all freehand too. Let me redo the feet actually. Yeah! Look at this, boy! Look at him! That's one rotund dude. Alright, now, the reason why I had to do this one is because this one's a very important character. Because this is why I had the features layer. The eyes are on there for a reason. The rest of this is basically going to be the same. The eyes can change, but the eyes aren't the only thing that are going to be on here. So, for example, let me get a reference image up so I can draw this. The one thing I don't like about this tablet is that it didn't really come with a good stand. My old Wacom. Can I just use the stand from that? Yeah, they're basically the same size. Okay, perfect. Anyway, my old Wacom had this, like... What's the best way to describe it? It's basically like a fake inkwell that you could put your stylus in. So it would just be, like, in a nice, easy spot. It wouldn't roll around. You could put it horizontally in a little groove or vertically. I should wash this thing. It's kind of grody. But, this one fits, so I'll just use that. Problem solved. Now I can just put it right there and it works. Perfect. Hey! That old Wacom's being used for something. Which is good, because that thing is never going to get used again at this rate, because the drivers are... Stop getting support in, like, Windows 10. That tablet is no longer useful. Alright, where was I? Right. So... probably want to do this, actually. Okay, what do I do with the coloring for this? Probably like a brown? Something neutral. Maybe this? Whoa, that's not what I want to do. There we go. Look at that. Now he's Business Dragoon. And to make it a little less... Turn that off. Make it a little less one note. No, I don't want to do that. That's fine. All right. So this is the boss. He basically just show up in every route to be a pain in the douche in the butt for the main character. So I thought I'd give him like a little thing. It's a nice little necktie to indicate that he's a business guy and not just a regular guy. Okay, now we're gonna make a second here. We're gonna make a Dragoon long and that. Because this part's gonna be interesting. Shading goes away. And do this, white. Paint bucket. Oops. Okay, so now back to base. It is 1 pixel, perfect. That's not what I wanted. Actually, a better idea. We'll just use Magic Wand. There we go. Why don't we just do this? Okay, so now... Oops. Why am I doing this without the symmetry on? There. So, the black and white sprite is now ready. You may have already surmised what this is for. Now let's see if I can do this. I think there's a slice tool in here someplace. Yep, that was it. Is that? Okay, I don't know what this does. Okay, we're gonna make... We're actually just gonna merge these layers. What? Flat. There we go. Okay, now we are going to separate out that, cut, layer, paste. So we're going to call this head because it's the head. We're going to call this body. And really quick, you're going to just... Right. Going to cauterize the wound there so he's not, you know, totally dead without a head. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay, that is going to be another copy, new layer, paste. Perfect. Look at that. All right. So now we have all three parts moving in conjunction, I should say. So let's say 1, 2, 3. So this is base form. So let's say it's down, down, up, down, down, pause, up, up, pause. So 6. There's like a onion view some kind. Oops. View, show onion skin. There we go. Actually, you know what? I should just... Okay, now... That's not terrible. Now, in Undertale, I imagine what they actually do is, instead of having this, it's probably 3 separate sprites that are all sort of parented together in a specific position and then moving around, which is why they're more bouncy. Because this one, I'm very limited by my frame rate. Because this is, if I were to animate that whole thing, I'd have to do like this and that and this and that, which is just not viable. So I imagine that's probably what they do in Undertale, but for me, this is good enough. Okay, we're going to export it as a GIF. Okay. Any other art assets I should do one here? Yes. Let's change this shit, because this is ugly as hell. So, what I drew here... What I actually drew here for the floor is, what I basically did is I just drew the cool S. Oh, that's why I can say that on, of course. And they just tiled it for me, and that's all I did. But we can do better than that. Which is to say, I don't think I'm actually going to do that. So what I will probably do... first off, I can probably turn off tile view. It's very handy for making repeating patterns, but I think it'd be easier if I just don't. So to start it off with, we're going to make a nice gray. Just plain gray. Then we are going to add a couple. Interesting. So it doesn't count this area as the actual surface for whatever reason. Interesting. What I'm actually going to do in that case... Let's forget this. I'm basically going to do the exact same thing. Throw in a couple, like... bits and pieces like that. So it's basically just like a small, random spattering of stuff on the ground, right? And that is actually going to be our tile layer. I really don't like how apartment floor looks right now. Okay. So that's everything I need to do in art for the moment, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's anything else I need to draw at the moment. So now we're going to swap over to GameMaker. Give it a second. There we go. So to start off Sprite, we're going to change this. This is ugly as hell. So you see how it's a bunch of weird little specks now? So if I go to apartment, it looks like this now, right? But what I do... Well, let's see what it looks like if I load it up first. Oh boy, that's... Ooh, Lord, that's not good. It needs to be a little darker than that. Where's it? You know, I'm gonna close Sprite because I don't think I need it anymore. I'm just gonna move this tablet out of the way so I can get in full coding mode. Put away my pen while I'm at it. I'm gonna use the tablet again in the future. I need more art assets anyway. This is just very basic stuff that I was doing. Basic being still important, but like, not as perhaps in-depth. Now there's gotta be a way to like... Yeah, that's better. Why is it that color? Oh! Yeah, see, that's like ugly as hell, but way more usable. Oh, I gotta make a clock sprite. I'll have to do that at some point. Okay, yeah, let's import all these sprites first that I made. Because I've got a lot. Okay, what? Did I color it wrong? That color seems wrong. That color definitely seems wrong. Why was the color wrong? It may have been where I picked it from. Ugh, yeah, whatever, it's fine. Good, that looks good. I'm going to create a group in here. We're going to call this temp. And that's going to be stuff like this, the clock. So that's all the temporary files, and then I've got the actual ones that I'll be using. Like, I don't even think I'm using this anymore. It's just like a temporary file that's sitting there. Yeah, okay. So, Sprite. We've got Croaky. Sprite. So, Sprite arrow. Just for generalized use. Middle center. Middle center. I don't think this one really matters, so I'll just leave it. The cursor was already middle center. Dragoon, middle center. Middle center. Middle center. Excellent! So now we've got real assets in there. Look at that! Real custom-made assets, minus one that I just kind of traced, but whatever, it's fine. They give you the models for free. Oh, dang it. Okay, now we're going to change the scale of this. I'm going to make it, let's say 20. I think 20 is probably too big, but... Did I not save that? Oh yeah, I didn't. Ah! Oh! Oh boy, that's... Woo! Jeez! Well, that sprite is, fucked. Woo! That's no good. Alright, object boss. It looks pretty good though, doesn't it? I might want to increase the size of this, because I think that was like... I must have shrunk it down. Nope, that is in fact the regular size of it, so I'm going to increase that size. There we go. Why is it so big? That's weird. Why is it so large? Well, we'll make it more challenging. It's fine. We'll leave it. Okay, Okay, gonna make a new room. Create room. Room part 0. 0 intro, actually. Ah, yeah, right. I gotta make Burning City streets and all that. Okay, so for the start, let's background sprite. We're just gonna use apartment floor for this. Horizontal tile, vertical tile. Good. Okay, sure, whatever. Doesn't really matter. So... Ooh, no. Okay, so we're gonna do this. On create, we are going to let's see here. Player obj equals create, or it's instance create, right? Is it instance create or create instance? You know, let me change the thing real quick too, since we're now doing game development. Software and game development. There we go. We now moved on from art. It was instance create layer, right? Okay, so it's instance create layer. Let's send an off screen. So 0, 0 is top left. So let's say negative x. X is left, Y is down. Or X is right, Y is down. So let's say negative 50 and a Y of I don't know, 500. Layer is going to be instances object layer with, okay, now how's this formatted again? It's with player object. How did I format this in the player object? Dest X and dest Y. Say 100. Does that work? I'm in the wrong room, that's why. Let's see if it breaks it. Huh. It's not making it, which is interesting. Did I fuck up in the code? No, object player should be there. Did I put the wrong variables in for player object? Dest X and dest Y. No, that's correct. Because I didn't put the thing in there. Oh, while I'm at it. I can't remember if that's on... I think it's on the player object, so I should probably get rid of that. Yes, yes it is. Good. Hey, look at that. Okay, so now what we can do here is I can make some walls. All along the top. This won't really matter too much, considering that the players can't actually click outside of the level anyway. All right, now I'm going to make a... let's see, how would I do this? I guess I would make like a... I have to make an object for trigger volumes, I guess. So it's just going to be called object trigger. The sprite is not going to be visible. I'll just use that sprite, because why not? so... Basically, all it's going to do is have a variable in it, which is triggered 0. Okay, so it'll have the triggered variable in it on creation. That's basically all it does. It's just a volume that says that. And for example, in this, I'll put the trigger object here. It's hard to see, I'm aware. That makes it easier. Now, if I start this room up, yeah, good, it's not visible. Now, what I'm going to do is object player. On collision with object trigger, I'll do something with this later, make it not an awful sprite. You know what? I can just do this. Since it's such a nothing thing. It literally is a thing that is nothing. Let's make it this big. Yeah, that should be good. There. There. Now it's just a trigger volume. That's all it is. That'll make it much easier to look at when I'm dealing with it. You know what? I'm also going to 9-slice this so it looks a little better. Good. There. That's the trigger volume. So now what's going to happen is object player on collision with the trigger volume will set variable on the other triggered to 1. That's all it does. Now the important part is with got stuff all the way over here. There we go, everything's nice and cleaned up now. Okay, so we're going to do step. I'm just going to do it in code because it's easier. I never learned how to do with the function call thing. Because I always kind of skip that. Okay, so var trig is instance find, object trigger 0. If trig dot triggered is equal to 1, and probably should just do this in blocks since I don't remember the code for that. Okay, if variable so now what should happen is if I pause the music ever so briefly and turn on the capture, right, it needs to go to 2. Woo! Let's try that again. It's because I triggered multiple times on entering it. If other triggered is equal to 0, set it to 1. I'm so good at this. I am the best at game development that ever was. Oh, good at game development, man. You have no idea. Anyway, what's going to happen there? I can turn on the music now. And it won't re-trigger. Eh? I'm pretty good at this. I'm just like, I'm pretty okay at this. I'm just okay. I'm fine. I'm just good, you know? Anyway, what's gonna happen... Really, what I need to do is a sequence. So I haven't really, like, messed around with these a whole lot. Add? Fine. I'll take a quick break before we come back to this. I'm back in a couple minutes. Okay. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. I worked with these briefly, but I never really did a whole lot with them. Starters, this needs to be way bigger. Starts out here, and Good. Okay, now, I don't remember how this works. Do I just, like... Do I go to object intro? Create, destroy, set position of sequence. Yes. Is, what did I set the player object? Oh, duh, no. What am I thinking? Variable seek intro? Int, there we go. I'm so used to autocomplete with tab, you know? Oh, I also found out I can just do a live preview if I want to look at what these things are without having to, you know, convert the whole thing, which makes things nice and simple. All right, let's see here. Come in from off screen. Now, why didn't it play the sequence? That's what I want to know. Did I not create the sequence? Or... Oh, I never set it, did I? That's why. Error, could not find specified layer in current room. Like I said, I haven't really worked with sequences a whole lot. I worked with them one time to make something for somebody who never used it, so... Is there, like, a if sequence exists? Yes. Yes, there is. There is, in fact. So it should be sequence instance exists. So let's actually get some code in here. It'll be slightly easier. So what was it? It was sequence instance exists. And we'll just do a var and call it dict2. Just to make things a little more complicated / easier. If sec2 there, let's see if that works. So now what should happen is when I trigger the volume, it should have been drawing it to the player object's location. I wonder if sequel will work. Like, let's see if this works. I have a feeling it won't. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, sequence exists. I think that's actually what I should use. Now, why is it all the way up there? It wouldn't be that, would it? It's not setting it to the player's original spawn location, is it? No, why on earth is it setting it up there? Huh? Okay, that layer sequence thing must not be doing what I think it's doing. Layer sequence X. What does this thing do? Sequence element ID. I see. Layer sequence create. Let's return the function layer get ID as well as the exclamation position. We're going to create the sequence and found the ID of the sequence to create. The sequence ID is that the name constant you define in the asset browser. So what does layer sequence X do? The unique ID value of the sequence element to target. The X position to move the sequence element to. So it's setting it to 0, 0, it looks like, for whatever reason. That's why. But then why isn't this overwriting it? looks awful. At least it's kept out of space. I really like to know why it's like... Okay, you know what? Let's do this. If so this should, when the sequence is done playing, it should freeze this character. Nope. God, I can't remember how to do this. It's it should be keeping the instance right there, though. Like, the instance should be recorded in this spot. That should do it. No. A variable instance set. That's the function I want. Speed 0. It might also be that the sequence is not working properly, so... So let's try doing greater than or equal to 30. It may also not be getting the sequence value, and that's the problem. Yeah, that's... It might be that it's not actually getting the sequence. Okay, no, this is actually just a true-false, isn't it? Sequence get. No. Yeah, sequence exist returns Boolean. That's not helpful. Sequence get returns object struct or -1. Sequence. Layer sequence get instance? Okay. You know, it would probably be easier if I just don't treat this as a variable, as a temporary variable. layer X secret. It's a string, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, let's see if that works. So if I, like, go up here... What? Oh, right. I think it's working now. Yep, it works. Oh, that's why. Huh? Whatever. Nope, still too high. So we're going to do greater than or equal to 30. Nope, still moving. This makes me wonder if it's actually doing it or not. We're using sequence frame, right? Not set before reading it. Ah. Not fixing it, though. So clearly this isn't it. So it is working, it's just the part where I set the value to 0 is not working. Okay, that's good. That's good, I can work with that. Actually, let's do this. Let's make sure that it's actually tapping it when it hits 60. Yes, it is. Perfect. Okay. I'll just keep it there because I'm gonna need it. Who knows? I wonder, what if I set... What if I do this? Player object dot... dest x is equal to 100. So, let's see if this works. So if I, like, click here, is it going to just turn around? Yes. Yes, it works. It works. Okay. Is the speed not the right speed value? Yeah, no, it is just speed equals 0. It is just dot speed. So why is it not... because it's an if. I bet if I do while instead. Yeah, that's it. And now I've broken it. That's not good. Now the question is, right, because I was running a loop with no end. I don't... I got a stupid idea. Because it's going to be under the claw anyway, so I might as well just, like, delete it. Okay, then it crashes because it can't find the instance that it's supposed to be tied to. Okay, there is a way to get around this. We're gonna make a freeze variable. And all this does if freeze is equal to 0, it does all the rest of this. And then here we go player obj.freeze equals 1. So now huh. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So I gotta split up the parts that should be in the freeze and the parts that shouldn't. I think this... Ooh, no, don't do that. That would be bad. I think that should be outside of the freeze, because that's like a directional thing. And I'll just hold on to the last variable, so that doesn't make things... That makes things pretty easy. And then if I go here, player object freeze, and then player obj.speed equals 0, that should override it. Perfect! We're good! We Gucci boys. And then we can move into the next segment, which actually will like show text. So let's do that real quick. So, script, how long do I have? 11 minutes? Yeah, I can do that. Man, these songs are such a bop. Man, they're so good. I kind of wish I had known I was going to stream today, because I was sort of like, if on and off, wasn't sure. But like, if I had known, I would have saved today's Scrandle, because today's Scrandle is a wild one. But anyway, not totally unrelated to what I'm doing here. So we know the scene. The scene doesn't matter, so we're just going to do line. So, line. Okay, so now this is one of those things that you have everything pre-written out, so you can just dump it in. Nope, I want intro. And when I say I had it written out, I mean I literally had it all written out already, so I could just do that. Okay, now I believe it's just going to be return scene text line. Yeah. So return scene text. Why'd I write it scene text? There. Excellent. So now I go back here to step, and we're actually going to go to the create for this one real quick. And we're going to go to, we're going to make a value called text active. Text active equals 0. Text line equals 0. And then I am going to have to go to a draw event for this. So where's that? That is object intro. There we go. Draw object. For a second there, I was like, is this the fucking, whatever the dance is called? What was that thing called? It was, Oshinoko dance. The doodle dance. It's so weird how that's like, it was a meme started by the animator. Like, it's such a weird, like, thing. This is like, yeah, it's like a funny moment that would have been memed by itself, but then the animator actually is the one who put it out, and it's very strange. Anyway, what was I doing? That's what it was, right. Okay, so we're gonna do skirt intro, text line, and that is if text active is equal to 1. What are the other text things I have? Text active, text disp. Wait, which one's which? Which one's text disp? I don't remember what that one is. It's probably not important. Okay, and then let's see. If text active is equal to 1, I'm just gonna do this because I hate doing the mouse click stuff. Oh, right. What's the thing I did in the other ones? It was line end. There we go. Oh, no, wait. Now I remember why I was doing that. Yeah, actually, you know what? Just in case. Just in case, as a kill switch, this will happen. Mostly actually to test that it works. Where was I? Where was I? Step, there we go. If skirt, nope. If intro text line is equal to, nope. Is equal to line end. Then go to specific room, and we're going to go to room apartment. So now what should happen is global variable clock remain index not set before reading it. Huh? Oh! Of course, duh, right. Object init. Now the thing there is that the text should not be incrementing right now. Text active is not equal to 1, therefore it should... That's why. Well, to really start the story, we need to start back when I was a little egg. See, we haven't blah, 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 blah. And here we are. Just like that! I'm so good at developing video games. I'm so good at this. I am the best. Okay, now the reason I said I just had that as a kill switch is because I was going to do a thing with the skip button. So what I was going to do is... yeah, I should make an object for this. So object, because that's basically what it is. Skip. Sprite. We got a sprite for this one. Ta-da! Look at that, fancy. Now, how did I do this with the other stuff? It was object player, right? But this time, what I want to do is object cursor, I think. Yeah, okay, there we go. So if interact all, if interact is such negative, not -4, then if it's object coffee, object toilet, object PC, object globe, briefcase, we'll do that. And then case object skip. Make that a little bit more compact. Okay, now in the case of object skip, it's going to get the ID of the skip object and then send... I'm basically going to do the same thing I did before, which is I'm going to have a create. I'm just going to have a thing here, and I'm going to have a variable that says skip set to 0, and it's just going to set it to 1. Okay, so instance get. What was that function? There's only going to be one of these at any given point in time. Is it instance? Is that it? Instance gonna get instance ID. Oh, is it just instance ID get? And we're going to call that that, and then skip dot skip is equal to 1. And then break. Okay. And then if we go to object intro, right here at the very top. Actually, no, don't even need to do that. I need to go into the create for this. Okay, hold on. What's the best way to do that? Because I don't want to create it at the very beginning. I don't want to create it at the very beginning. I want to create it later. I'll just make... Does that work? Can I just do that? No. Okay, so then over here in the step event, text interactive and what? Skip obj is going to be that. Instances obj skip, and I don't know what's a good position for this. Make 1000 1000 or no, let's put it bottom left. Why not? So it's going to be like 100 and then like I don't know 900. There. So now I click here, Pro key shows up. Why didn't it show up? Also, why can't I create a new instance layer? Does it not work like that? There we go. Okay, so it's going to go in the instances underscore 1 layer. Let's make sure it actually shows up. So I'll just do this. There it is. Okay, so now, last step. If skip obj dot skip equals 1. Actually, I'll just do it the other way. If yeah, so that's why, because if I do that, then there's a skip that doesn't work, because the object doesn't exist. I kind of had a feeling that would be the case. Let's do it this way. It's all about finding ways to make it work for you. There we go. So now there is a skip object, but it's over here someplace, so nobody's going to be able to click it. You get here? Variable set failed skip read-only variable. Why did it set it? Why did I set it to that anyway? That's stupid. Hold on. Why did I do that? No, that was in the cursor, wasn't it? Why would it be read-only variable? I'm going to figure this out later. I'm going to have to figure this out later, because I don't know why that wasn't working. Why would it be a read-only? It's because it's temporary? Is the temporary variable the issue? It shouldn't. It shouldn't be the issue. Also, what's the size of this room again? 768, that's why. So it should be showing up like over here. So why would it be a read-only variable? Let me try that again. Error in step event for object cursor, execution error, variable set failed, skip read-only variable. That must be why. So if I do it this way, does that work? Just change it from a temp variable into a regular variable? No. Okay, it must be... I need to get a different one, different function. That must be why. Instance find, I guess. Yeah, it must be. Yeah, I think it's instance find. So if I do instance find. Hey. Look at that! I'm so good at this game. I'm so good at this. Okay. Good. Good, 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 good. I like that a lot. So now we can actually play the game, quote, air quote, big air quotes, from start. The game actually runs from the start to the first part. So the next step which is what I'm going to do tomorrow, is I am going to see if I can... yeah, go from start to the first part, then we're going to go from first part and see if I can make it all the way to an ending. Just go all the way through to an ending. I've already got one of the endings already written out in full, so that's not hard. I'm just gonna see if I can do it. Like, I'm just gonna see if I can make it all the way to the end of the game. Because once we've hit that, now that we're at this point, we are actually, like, this is technically speaking, like, 50% done. Well, no, that's being generous. It's more like 25% done. But, like, the first section of this, working like that, even in its incredibly jank, broken state, does mean that I can go. Like, it does work. I can run the game. So if I just finish up one route, I'm basically halfway done. Because all that code just transfers back over to all the other routes. The only trouble is going to be the gameplay. There's a lot of gameplay. I still haven't figured out how I'm going to do all the gameplay. So we'll see. Anyway, that's where I'm leaving that for today. I got work ahead of me. Thankfully, the art assets don't seem to be too bad. Thanks to this fancy new tablet I've got. I may have to recolor that one Dragoon, though. The colors are way off. But yeah, so that's it. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, evening, what have you. And I will see you next time, which is probably tomorrow, unless I pass out for the entire day, which is not impossible. All right, bye.